On the show today, the Malik Willis bandwagon is filling up fast, and we check in on some Flames in the pros.
Plus, we introduce you to one of the leaders of Liberty's top 20 golf team and celebrate Mother's Day with some Flames coaches. It's all happening now. You're watching Flames Central.
A big-time show for you today. Welcome to Flame Central. She's Emily. I'm Matt. We have a lot to get to, but we begin the show talking football.
I know. We should be talking about Matt Warner busting out this baby blue jacket, but yes, it's always
represent.
A good time to talk football, especially when Liberty football is in the news, more specifically quarterback Malik Willis.
Yeah, following the completion of the 2021 NFL draft this last weekend, a lot of folks shifted their eyes towards the 2022 draft and the aforementioned Malik Willis. In fact, National College Football writer Bruce Feldman wrote an article in The Athletic saying Willis could be the next Zach Wilson or Joe Burrow.
And the hype train didn't stop there. Pro Football Network released its 2022 NFL mock draft, in which it had Malik Willis as the #1 overall draft pick. All of a sudden, these national folks are figuring out what we saw for ourselves last fall.
Yeah, for those that watched Willis on a weekly basis last year, he showed it all. Accuracy, arm strength, athleticism. He was nearly unstoppable. Over 900 yards on the ground, over 2,200 through the air, 34 total touchdowns. Oh yeah, this was the first season he'd ever started a collegiate game. So the sky is the limit for Malik Willis heading into the 2021 season. And expect the attention from those around the country to only increase in the days to come. And you think about all the eyes that are going to be on Malik Willis this fall. That also means eyes on this Liberty football program that's still very young in the FBS and continuing to rise. So a lot of folks are going to get introduced to the Flames very quickly.
And you have to think just another season with Malik in this system for Hugh Freeze's offense. It's going to be scary to be an opponent of the Flames. Another Flame bringing attention to the program is linebacker Anthony Butler. After spending just one season with LU, the 6'1 senior decided to declare for the NFL draft. He did go undrafted, but he did sign a free agent contract with the Indianapolis Colts. Butler transferred from Charlotte and made a significant impact for the Flames defense in 2020, posting 67 tackles, 2 interceptions, 4 tackles for loss. Butler was also selected to Liberty's first-team All-Independent earlier this year. Here's Butler on how he was able to reach this level of success.
My long season at Liberty helped me get to this point by playing against stiff competition with a tough schedule, great coaches around me to help develop me from a technical standpoint and from an IQ standpoint, and just the culture of the guys in the locker room pushing each other and helping each other grow. Colts fans can expect to see a guy with a lot of energy, high motor, a guy that's going to always give it his all, compete at the highest level, and is going to do whatever it takes to help the team win.
Yeah, best of luck to Anthony. All right, we turn to Liberty baseball now. This past weekend, they squared off with the only A-Sun opponent to beat them this year, Bellarmine. And I think you can say the Flames got their sweet revenge on the Knights. Game 1 was an absolute beatdown. The Flames offense erupting for 15 runs. Liberty cruised to a 15-3 win. Now, Game 2 would be much tighter. In fact, it was all tied up at 7 in the 8th when Brady Gulikowski untied it with the solo home run. That would be the difference. The Flames took it by the final of 8-7. All of that would lead to a thriller in the series finale. This Logan Matthew home run put the Flames up 5-0. Didn't seem like a thriller at that point, but back came the boys from Bellarmine. Jumped to the 9th, Liberty up 7-5. The Knights down to their last strike when Justin Rouse stuns the Flames faithful with a 3-run home run to put Bellarmine in front 8-7. So we head to the bottom of the 9th. That's when, with a runner on and 2 outs, Logan Matthew walks it off. An incredible end to the series and an entertaining way to complete the sweep. Now, with that sweep, the Flames are 14-1 in A-Sun play, sitting atop the North Division. Meanwhile, Kennesaw State, who's having a great season as well, sits 2 games back of the Flames. That's important because these two programs have 6 games against each other in the next 2 weekends. That will determine who has the #1 seed in the North Division heading into the conference tournament, so still a lot to be decided in the next 2 weeks.
Every gambler knows I'm putting my money on the Flames taking that top spot, Matt Warner.
We don't
Let's
endorse
talk
that.
a little bit more about the Flames' walk-off win against Bellarmine. Should Logan Matthew have done a bat flip in celebration of the victory or not? Well, it was perfect timing to have Liberty Baseball head coach Scott Jackson as a guest on the Flame Central podcast this week to find out his opinion on celebrating in baseball.
Are you pro bat flip with Matthew or anti-bat flip? Which one are you?
No, I am 100% Trey Todd.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Oh, that was awesome.
Yeah. I think in that moment,
Right.
Flip the bat and do your deal.
That is what baseball needs.
Yeah, you're from that. Yeah, so there's a lot of that out there right now. Like, this is too much, and there's some home run celebrations that maybe kind of teeter on, hey, respect the game. But if you just look at what's going on at the major league level, I think Major League Baseball, trickle down, college baseball, we need some of that. I think about how many times you've hit if you're a player, how many times do you get to enjoy that moment?
Right.
And I think you can put a stamp on it with that for sure.
Yeah, check out this week's podcast. It was great. All right, staying on the diamond, minor league baseball got underway on Tuesday, and there are a number of Flames continuing their careers. Some of the guys that helped build this Liberty Baseball program into what it is today, trying to make their way to the bigs. Here's a current list of the Flames in the minors. Noah Stiro pitched for Liberty last year. Now he's pitching for the Jersey Shore Blue Claws, the high A affiliate of the Philadelphia Phillies. Former catcher John Embry is in the Rays organization playing for the Charleston River Dogs. How about Andrew McInvale, a big part of Liberty's A-Sun championship run in 2019, now pitching for the Vancouver Canadians, the high A affiliate of the Blue Jays. And Trey Todd, who you heard Scott Jackson mention, is in high A for the Dodgers. He's playing this summer for the Great Lakes Loons. Good luck to all these former Flames.
We just can't get enough of the diamond today. Much like the men, the Lady Flames are also coming off a sweep in the conference. LU took 3 from Kennesaw State last weekend, allowing the Owls to score just 1 run in the entire series, which won't surprise you to see that LU, the Lady Flames, are atop the A-Sun North Division standings. They're 6 games ahead of their most recent Kennesaw State opponent. Up next for Liberty, the postseason. They host Lipscomb in the A-Sun Championship quarterfinals in a best-of-3 series. Like many programs across Liberty Athletics this season, the men's tennis team is putting together a historic season. The Flames won their first ever conference championship a few weeks ago, earning an automatic bid to the NCAA tournament. This Friday morning, LU should have been taking on number 25 NC State in the first round of the tournament in Columbia, South Carolina. However, some unfortunate news. The Flames found out later this week that due to COVID-19 contact tracing, they will not be able to compete in the event. Liberty closes its historic season with a program record 20 wins.
Yeah, incredibly difficult news for Liberty tennis, but despite not being able to compete at the NCAA Men's Tennis Championship, still a lot to be proud of this season. Emily mentioned the 20 wins, there was the conference title, and all of this success stems from a culture that has been built in recent years. Recently, we talked to the Flames about just that.
We're going physical today. We're getting the mindsets ready. All right, we're on the attack here. Let's go.
You know, if you're a competitor, ultimately, you're going to really appreciate a hard day's work. If you're a competitor and you're an elite athlete and you want to push yourself, you're going to enjoy being pushed.
Don't hold back on your acceleration here. You should be running them like crazy. There you go. Hit some winners.
Mental toughness, I think it's very cliche, but it's something we've just said and we've made it our own. We've done it in a fun way because we've all enjoyed actually working hard and we've all enjoyed trying to be mentally tough. It's not so much of a task than a fun thing that we do.
Just like you would in a match, no mercy.
Practices are hard, but we have a bunch of guys that want to push each other, that want to make everybody better.
Good ball.
One big family, a bunch of guys that enjoy working hard together, having fun together.
Being such a close family has allowed us to bring our best every single week. And that's the tough thing in such a long season is we play every weekend and we never have a weekend off. To bring the same level each time is so difficult, but because we're all there together, it is unbelievably fun every single time we step on the court. So it's made it easy to have the best season we've had.
Make sure you're keeping your head still. Like Nadal and Fed, head still at contact.
Eventually, hard work pays off. Hard work pays off, and it doesn't always pay off right away. So we have a group of guys that have worked hard consistently over a long period of time, and at some point, you got to believe that pays off.
Achieving the goal of winning A-Sun and best season we've ever had, the goal is amazing, but we've already kind of moving on. NCAA is coming up. We have next year. We've got to repeat it. Winning was an amazing outcome, but that fades. It's the process every day that has made it amazing.
Let's go, Flames.
Coming up, Liberty Golf is headed to the NCAA Regionals. We'll introduce you to one of the program's stars.
Plus, some Flames coaches celebrate Mother's Day, and warm, hot, and fuego. That's when Flame Central returns.
Some come for the crowd, the team, the community, or the love of the game. Others are game changers, here to fulfill their dream of impacting the world. We are here to help every student reach their goals by providing advanced learning, moving worship, competitive athletics, and an enriching social network. One thing is certain, as our campus grows, so does our passion for the things that truly matter. We remain strong in our commitment to deliver a premier Christian education to more than 125,000 students around the globe. Liberty offers over 700 academic programs, including nursing, aviation, cinematic arts, seminary, and law. Our combination of hands-on learning and dedicated faculty enables students to graduate job-ready, no matter what program they choose. Our thriving online community is no exception. We want to help distance learning students add a graduation cap to the many hats they wear, allowing them to be a part of our family without leaving theirs. Liberty's campus is alive with the heartbeat of true faith. Here, professors are mentors, classmates are worship leaders, and teammates are family members. Speakers from all walks of life address one of the largest Christian gatherings in the nation, challenging students to grow in many different ways. Liberty's vibrant spiritual life ignites students with a passion for the gospel. Our athletes compete at the highest collegiate level with 20 NCAA Division I teams. The Liberty Flames have captured more than 150 conference titles, and their intensity continues to light up the playing field. A thriving club sports and intramural program also provides plenty of opportunities to be a part of the team. But social life is not limited to the confines of our stadiums. Whether it's a world-class musical concert or a professional theatrical performance, there are many ways to take a study break with friends. We have over 7,000 acres of campus to explore and encourage students to test their limits with hiking, biking, and shredding the slopes at Liberty Mountain Snowflex Center. Our campus continues to develop as we build the framework for an exciting future. We are striving to remain on the cutting edge of higher education. As the momentum builds, our mission remains the same. We always have and always will be training champions for Christ.
Teachers, your goal in the classroom is to help your students succeed. At Liberty University, it's ours too. That's why you can earn your Bachelor's of Education, Master's of Education, or Master's in Teaching without leaving home, for one of the lowest tuition rates in the nation. Study conveniently and affordably so you can help your students succeed. And together, we'll inspire excellence. From our classroom to yours.
Welcome back to the show. The Liberty men's golf team is another program rewriting the history books this season. After winning their first ever ASUN championship, the Flames have awaited their destination for the regional tournament. Well, news broke on Wednesday, and much to its advantage, Liberty will travel to the NCAA Tallahassee Regionals from May 17th through 19th. The 54-hole event will take place at the Seminole Legacy Golf Club, the home of Florida State's golf programs. The Flames are ranked as the number 3 seed, the highest regional seeding in program history. Kieran Vincent, a senior from Zimbabwe, is a key piece in the Flames' success on the golf course this season. Today, he's playing some of the best golf of his life, currently ranked 21 in the nation, as he and his team prepare for regionals in Florida. Though his golf game is getting all of the attention as of late, Kieran is most proud of his personal growth off the links.
Now on the tee, representing Liberty University, Kieran Vincent.
It's nervous on the first tee every single time. I don't know why it is, I don't know how it is, but it's still very nervous. But the more and more I kind of understood that's part of the game, and it's either you run with those nerves and use them to your advantage, or you kind of hide in a shell and let them overcome you.
Simply put, Kieran Vincent is sprinting with those nerves. He's learned a lot about his game and himself to reach the success he has this season.
I've made some big improvements on the golf course. I feel like I'm hitting it a lot further, and that's given me a lot more confidence, going forward. And I think a big part of it was not really understanding who I was. And so coming to Liberty allowed me to understand who I was, the player I am, and how I can best go out there and put my best week in, week out.
Bringing that healthy mindset and staying in the moment on the course are just two reasons why he's been consistently ranked in the nation's top 25 individually. At one point this season, he was ranked 6th in the country, the best ranking of any golfer in Liberty program history. And he's not taking these good times for granted.
This is kind of why I practiced, when I started getting serious at 14. These are the kind of the days that I wanted to have back then kind of thing. And so just having it as a dream come true. But that's not necessarily to say that it didn't come with some tough times. For a long part, I didn't even think I'd be able to get to this point.
Overcoming injuries, adjusting to American golf, and of course, accepting an abrupt end to his senior season due to COVID-19. But through the adversity, he grew significantly as an individual and as a teammate.
A couple of years ago, I wanted to be known as the person that was a good golfer, that, he put in a lot of time, a lot of effort, and, he reaps the rewards. And that was great. It's a good thing. It's a good goal to have. But I think as of late, Kieran Vincent, is a person who is there to help others, there to serve. And how that looks like in a team atmosphere, is still, competing at the highest level. I still want to do well, don't get me wrong. But over the past couple of weeks, I want the success of everybody. I want that gap to be closed. I want everyone to be able to perform at the highest level.
The Flames have done just that, winning the ASUN Championship Tournament and looking to continue their success at regionals and beyond.
Yeah, Liberty Golf, I have a feeling they're going to make a lot of noise at regionals this year as well. All right, time now for Warm, Hot, and Fuego. We welcome in our buddy, Rhett McGibbon, top player moment from the past week. There's usually a theme. Can I take a guess at it?
Please,
Can I take a stab
please
at it?
do.
All right, this past week we had May the 4th, a lot of Star Wars stuff. I know you're a Star Wars fan.
I am.
Could we be going Star Wars?
We're not, actually.
Oh, wow.
This is what I was thinking about. Yeah, it is an upset. I love Star Wars. Like you said, I'm a big fan, but I thought about a hero today it's unheralded, and that is Captain Planet. I thought I'd break out the good old man. Captain Planet ahead of his time.
I don't think I was allowed to watch Captain Planet. So maybe you can educate
it's
me.
about pollution and just keeping the world clean. Imagine that show today. It would be great.
Could be. All right. Well, we'll see how great you are today, Rhett. Let's start with Warm.
Ryan Reynolds, he's a goalkeeper
I do know him.
Yeah, not the actor.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, no, not the actor. But the goaltender for the men's lacrosse team.
Okay.
He is Heart. You gotta watch the show. Guys gotta go get on YouTube. No, it's not. It's really bad, actually. But anyways, Hart, this guy, what a performance he had in between the pipe. Probably one of the best goaltending performances I have seen on campus in quite some time. Clemson coming in, top seed. He stoned them on this day. 14 saves for him. Liberty goes on to win the ALC championship. First year of this conference, and they take the initial crown. Good for him, good for the program. They're taking on BYU and Nationals coming up shortly.
Awesome, that's great to hear. Good job by Ryan Reynolds. We go from Warm, we go to Hot now.
Yes, Fire. Fire is another one of the characters. They have a ring, so it's like fire.
Okay.
Yeah, they kind of say it like that, to be honest. But Logan Matthew, this guy, what a weekend he had. They needed his bat to get going, and he delivered. He had 2 games in which he had 3+ RBIs. Yeah. He was absolutely huge. The walk-off dinger, though, that was an absolute beauty because if you were watching this game, Matt was, obviously, you were there. These two teams gnawing at each other a little bit.
A little chirping at each other.
Makes it fun, obviously, and they think they've got it top of the 9th when they hit that 3-run shot, but for him to come back and drive it off the scoreboard, it was a great ending.
Yeah, Liberty got the last in that ball game. All right, finally in Fuego, give me your strange hand motion and your athlete.
Wind. Okay, Kyle Mitchell, this guy shot put.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking about Kyle, and obviously he breaks his own personal best record 4 times in one day.
4 times in one day.
What are you thinking when you get up and then you throw the first one, and a lot of athletes will be like, oh, I bested myself. This is great. And he's like, maybe I'll do it again. And you do it 4 times, goes on to win the championship that day. What a day by him. And I'm also thinking, like, how does Kyle practice throughout the day? Because a lot of athletes, like, you'll have your ball in your glove and you're just kind of playing around at home. Does he just look around and like, look at that rock? I'm going to throw it.
Well, he said he started learning by throwing people, is what he told us at one point. So
why not?
It's paying off for him.
Yeah.
One of the greats, certainly, for Liberty
sure.
Track and Field.
Yes.
Rhett, great job as always. I'll have to watch that show. Still to come. We celebrate Mother's Day by hearing from some Liberty coaches. You're going to want to see this. Stick around. Flame Central coming back.
Times are changing. At Liberty, we've made it our priority to grow, to learn, to improve. But even with all the change, our purpose remains. We want to equip people to go make a difference through their calling in their communities around the world. And though we are blessed with an amazing campus, our most valuable resource has always been the people, our students, and those who inspire them. It's the people who serve, maintain, support. It's you.
What's really important? Not the buildings, not the mountain, not the property, but the young people who use these buildings, who study in these facilities. They are important.
No matter what the future holds, we will stay focused on our goal. And the people of Liberty University are how we will continue to carry out our mission. They are the ones who empower us to
Training champions for Christ.
Champions for Christ.
Training champions for Christ.
Welcome back to the show. Emily, I don't know if you're aware of this, but it's Mother's Day this weekend.
Oh, thanks for the heads up. I'm actually the one who puts these important dates on my calendar, which is why I tracked down some Liberty head coaches to hear about their moms and the influence that they had on their lives.
My mom is the most godly woman I have ever met.
My mother impacted my life by leading me to Christ. She was actually with me when I prayed and accepted Jesus Christ, so she's had an eternal difference in my life.
I tell everybody my mom is my hero because she is.
Oh gosh, she's the backbone of our family. Mom was just the compassion and love and grace.
So she worked 2 jobs, put us through school. The answer was never no. I just think about the selflessness, and she's an incredible woman.
Everyone is first. Other than her.
My role model, you know, my friend, my best friend. I wanted to emulate her, and I'd always said, if I was half the woman that my mother is, then I would be a success.
Well, my mother raised 4 knucklehead boys. That is an unbelievable challenge.
You know, we'd get in trouble a little bit, and I'd always remember Mom would go over to the counter and she'd hit her hands down and go, Lord, give me strength.
All the fights we had, she kept everything sort of sane, kept us fed,
And I was like, she's got a direct communication with God, right? I'm like, okay, I better like settle down.
Kept us motivated and quite often disciplined us quite often, but that's expected.
She will not watch the end of my games, whether I was a player or whether I'm coaching now.
My brother and I played soccer growing up, and she was our coach, and we went 11-0. So she takes credit for me coaching and says I'm a good coach, and I get it all from her. So that's a great memory.
There's been many times, many games, she got up the last 5 minutes and would go out into the concourse of whatever given stadium we're in and just walk and pray. She just would not watch.
And she was just there to comfort me. You know, she's probably my biggest fan.
You know, my mother has always been there supporting. In fact, this year at 86 years old, she came to the new arena venue and was able to experience 2 wins. So she's always been there for myself and all my siblings.
Her sheer emotion of so happy and proud after that first bowl win here, her emotion will always be a lasting memory. It was just a pouring out of love and support.
I can't imagine the nights my mom laid in bed and thought, how am I going to get through this, and what does tomorrow look like? And she found a way. So for me, that's always going to be the life lesson, the life example that my mom's lived out, is that there's a way to get everything done and to persevere through tough times.
My mother taught me to bathe and saturate everything I do with prayer.
My mom, how she cares for everyone so much, so giving and serving. And I take that with me always.
Be a giver. Just be generous with what you have.
Happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there. I can't imagine my life without my mom, and I'm sure your sons, your daughters feel the same way about you. So kudos to you all on this weekend. We love all of you, and have a great Mother's Day weekend.
I love that. Thanks to those coaches for taking time to share with us a little bit. Well, you know, one thing that Mom would love for Mother's Day? The Flames app.
Okay,
That's
Matt,
right,
that
yeah.
can't be the only gift that you get your mother, but it is a great addition to any phone.
Yeah, download the Flames app to get all the latest Liberty Athletics news, schedules, ticket information, and more. If you're a Flames fan, you'll love the Flames app. Download it today and help your mom download it as well.
I will try, Matt, but I'm not going to lie. My mom
Still
isn't the
has
best
the
with
flip phone.
technology.
Still has the flip phone.
Yeah, it's rough. But
Yeah.
happy Mother's Day to all of those moms out there, especially mine.
Yes, happy Mother's Day to my mom and my wife as well. So wouldn't be here without them, that's for sure. All right, hey, check us out, libertyflamecentral.com. Go to the website, check out the podcast as well. You'll hear a lot of Emily.
For Matt, I'm Emily. We'll see you guys next time.